Hey guys, Saki here from sakitech, and in today's video we have some extra information on the Samsung Galaxy S8. There have been some new leaks from some really reliable sources. Now these leaks have confirmed some of the specs we already knew, but they also give us some updates to what we thought we knew. So these leaks are coming from a guy named Evan Blass, and he writes for VentureBeat. I am going to drop a link in the description below to his article, so you can go check it out if you so desire. Now Evan Blass provides us a picture of the Samsung Galaxy S8, as you can see on the screen, and it's a picture of the front and the back of the device. And of course he also has a report. So let's start off with the picture. If you look at the picture, you'll see on the back side of the phone, on the right side, you have a fingerprint sensor built in right next to the camera, and that dispels the notion, the rumor, the leak that we previously had, which had said that the fingerprint sensor was going to be built in to the front of the display, into the display itself. It seems like that's not going to happen. Okay, so we're going to have a fingerprint sensor on the back of the display. As for the design, as you can see, it's glass in the front, glass in the back, and then you have a metal trim around the edges of the device, which is just like the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. Now the other thing that we got updates on is the screen sizes. The screen sizes on the smaller S8 is going to be 5.8 inches. It's going to be a quad HD display, the resolution, and the screen size on the larger S8 is going to be 6.2 inches, also quad HD resolution. And of course the display is going to be edge to edge, and they're both going to be curved. So both of these phones are going to be edge phones. We don't have a flat design anymore. So the S7 seems to have gone, and we now have two S7 edges, a small one and a big one. We're not 100% sure on the naming convention they're going to pick for these phones. It might be S8 and S8 Plus. Anyway, what other things do we know so far? So we do know that the battery is going to be 3000 milliamp hours on the small phone and 3500 milliamp hours on the larger phone. We know that we're going to get Android 7.1.1, which is Android M, coming on these phones, both of these phones. Now one update that we got on the specs is in relation to the RAM. So we thought that the Samsung Galaxy S8 was going to have 6 gigabytes of RAM, and this was based on a report from Eldar, a Russian investor and a leaker, a reliable leaker by the way. But according to Evan Blass, we're actually going to have 4 gigabytes of RAM on the S8 devices, and I hope it's 6, but it looks like it's going to be 4 gigabytes. So that's one change. We have 4 gigs of RAM. We're going to have 12 megapixel camera on the rear and 8 megapixel camera on the front, and both cameras are going to have an aperture of f1.7, which is fantastic. The lower the aperture number, the better camera. That just means the aperture in the lens is bigger, so it can suck in more light, so you get better low light performance and even better daytime performance and stuff like that. So that's the camera. And of course, one more thing Evan Blass reported in his report is that the phone is going to be announced in March 29th. Now we're not sure if it's going to be released on March 29th, but he's saying it's going to be announced on March 29th, and it may come into our hands in April sometime. And of course we have USB Type-C connector at the bottom. We have, as usual, fast charging and fast wireless charging. So the wireless charging is here to stay. We also have the headphone jack. The headphone jack is not going anywhere as well. But with the charging, just remember, the Samsung phones are amazing devices when it comes to charging. You have basically 4 options. You have regular charging, which is cabled charging. Then you have fast wired charging with the cable. Then you have regular wireless charging, and you have fast wireless charging. So you have a lot of charging options. Obviously going with the fast option is the best. You get a quicker charge. And nothing has changed on the CPU front. We are either going to get Snapdragon 835 or Exynos 8895. Most likely the United States is going to get the Snapdragon 835, and the rest of the world is going to get the Exynos 8895. As of now, we do not know which one is going to perform better. So that's it, guys. Basically, that's the leak. The biggest thing in the leak is the fingerprint sensor is now in the back. The RAM is now 4 gigabytes. The camera on the back is 12 megapixels. On the front, 8 megapixels with an aperture of f1.7. And everything else basically is the same. Like I said, you're going to get Android 7 right from the beginning. It's going to be 7.1.1. You're going to have a USB Type-C connector. You're going to have iris scanner on the front of the phone, and which is just to be expected. The Note 7 had it, so the S8 is going to have it for sure. And the design, you know, glass and metal. Glass on the front, glass on the back, metal around the edges. And on the front, you're going to have a full frontal display, no home button. And the home button is going to be software based as usual. You have seen this in other phones. There's a lot of phones out there that do not have a home button, like the Google Pixel, and all these buttons, the back button, the multitasking button, the home button, they're software based buttons. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to sakitech and give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you hate it. And just be aware that as more leaks come out, I'm going to be making more videos so you guys can stay up to date with the Samsung Galaxy S8 and what to expect. Thank you very much and have a fantastic day.